when this came out that you were going to sign him, my first thought was, what does this mean for James Maddison?
Now, I've been talking about this with a lot of my Tottenham mates, and we keep talking about Maddison, even Kulusevski. What we've got to remember is Maddison has had 2 big injuries in the 2 seasons he's been at Spurs, so we can't wholly rely on him for a whole, campaign in the Premier League, with Champions League as well. Tottenham fans now, the expectations gone up even more after winning the Europa League. I'm not saying we're going to go and, dominate the Premier League next year. I'm going to be patient with Thomas Frank and hope that he can build us up gradually. But we've always moaned about depth. We haven't got enough depth. Yeah. We haven't got enough versatility. We haven't got enough of a squad. And I feel like there's a place for all these players in a Thomas Frank system, because they're going to be asked to do, a multitude of different positions. They're going to be called upon on different moments, maybe substitute appearances. And, James Maddison's got a lot of stick over the last couple of months about his input into Spurs. Was he right to be celebrating the Europa League? And he did have a good campaign. When you look at his numbers, when you look at what he contributed in that Europa League run, he's still a really important part of this squad. And he's also, one of the captains. And if Son is, potentially could leave, if Romero could potentially leave, he's still one of those vice captains. So I still think there's a place for James Maddison. And if, say, Frank's playing a 4-2-3-1, you may be asking to play in the double pivot with someone he is that versatile. And on his day, he can be a fantastic player. So I'm not too worried about, we've got too many players that are playing too many positions. I mean, first of all, I'm shocked I'm saying this as a Spurs fan. We seem like we're lining our ducks in a row already, buying-wise, It's now selling where we've got to see where, can we maybe sell a Richarlison or a Basuma, because, it's sort of, we are getting a bit of a bloated squad now.
Well, you're going to expand your squad because you won a European trophy, and you've got more money coming into the club. So, the club's spending it on bringing in a better quality of player as well. And Maddison's still got a place to play at Spurs. I still believe that, like you've just said, Son.